All right, if you use your car, your ute, your van, whatever it is for work, you're going to want to stick around. We're about to dive into how you claim your vehicle expenses and, look, more importantly, how you can stop leaving your hard-earned cash on the table. So let's get right into it.
Okay, let me ask you something. And be honest. When it's time to log your business kilometers, are you being super precise? Or are you kind of just guesstimating? If you're a sole trader, a tradie, or you're running a small business, I have a feeling that question probably hits pretty close to home.
Because, look, if you are guessing, let's just be brutally honest about what's really going on here. You are basically making a voluntary donation to the ATO. And I'm willing to bet that's not something you had in your budget, right?
And that really gets to the heart of it all, the massive cost of just guessing. That whole she'll be right estimate, yeah, it might feel easy in the moment, but it is almost certainly costing you thousands of dollars. And here's a really important heads up. The ATO has already said they're cracking down hard on these exact claims in 2025. So having proof, if not just a good idea anymore, it's essential.
So take a look at this, because this chart just lays it all out perfectly. Over on the left, you've got the cents per kilometer method. Super simple, right? But, and this is a huge but, it's capped at only 5,000 kilometers. Then on the right, you see what tons of people actually drive for work. We're talking 15,000 Ks, maybe even more. See that massive gap between those two bars? Yep, that's your money, just sitting there, being left on the table. Okay, let's put some real dollars and cents to this. Imagine two people. We'll call them the guesser and the tracker. Now, the guesser goes with that easy capped method and gets a deduction of about $4,250. Not bad. But then you've got the tracker. They use a proper logbook so they can claim based on everything. We're talking fuel, insurance, rego, the whole shebang, even depreciation. And their deduction? It's over $12,000. I mean, the difference is just staggering, isn't it?
So you're probably asking, well, why doesn't everyone just track properly then? And the answer is simple. Because, let's be honest, the old ways of doing it are an absolute nightmare. We're talking about paper logbooks, messy spreadsheets, and trying to rely on your memory, which is, frankly, completely unreliable for this stuff. The whole system is just frustrating and, well, it's broken.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That paper logbook, it's got coffee stains all over it. It's probably lost under the passenger seat. And come on, you're trying to fill out months' worth of trips the night before you see your accountant. We've all been there. And spreadsheets, they just suck up your valuable time with mind-numbing data entry. And as for trying to remember that one specific trip you did 3 months ago, yeah, good luck with that. It's just a recipe for disaster and inaccuracy.
Okay, so if the old way is totally broken, what's the fix? Well, this is where the simple digital solution comes in. And honestly, it's a game changer. A logbook app gives you all the accuracy you need, plus the audit-proof records that keep the ATO happy. And it does it all without any of those old-school headaches. So what exactly is a logbook app? It's simple, really. It's just a tool on your phone that completely automates the whole tracking process. Its one job is to create a perfect, compliant, and totally audit-proof record of your vehicle use, one that takes every single box the ATO has.
Now, here's one of the best parts, and it's how it makes the ATO's rules so much easier. You do not have to track every single trip for the entire year. No way. You just have to track everything for one solid 12-week period. That's it. From that data, the app figures out your business use percentage. Let's say it's 85%. And here's the kicker. You can then use that same percentage to claim your expenses for the next 5 years. Seriously, it's that simple.
All right, let's talk about what this looks like in terms of a real-world, dollars-in-your-pocket kind of win. I want you to meet Dave. His story is the perfect example of the massive payoff you can get from making this one simple change. So, Dave's a freelance Sparky, works out of Parramatta. He drives his Toyota Hilux for work, and he's clocking up a fair few Ks, about $25,000 a year. He's the perfect example of someone who stands to gain a ton from tracking things accurately. Okay, so here's the before and after. Before, Dave was a total guesser. He just took the easy option, claimed that 5,000 kilometer cap, and got a deduction of around $4,250. Fine. But after? Well, after he used an app, he did his 12-week logbook, and it turned out his actual business use was 85%. Now, his total car expenses for the year were about $18,000. So his new, totally legit, accurate deduction, $15,300. Just wow.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second.
By making that one switch from guessing to actually knowing, Dave unlocked an extra tax deduction of over $11,000. That is a seriously life-changing amount of money. And the crazy thing is, it was his money to claim the whole time. He just needed the proof.
So really it all boils down to this, doesn't it? It's a simple choice between guessing and knowing. One way, you're leaving cash on the table and you're always kind of worried about an audit. The other way, you're maximizing what you get back and you can do it with complete confidence.
And this quote just sums it up perfectly. The risk and the stress of an audit, it's just not worth it. But even more than that, why on earth would you just willingly walk away from thousands of dollars that you are legally entitled to? Which brings me to the last question I want to leave you with. When a proper digital solution costs about the same as a couple of coffees a month, is sticking with the old guesswork with all the financial risk and all the money you're losing, is it really worth it?